Big tonight, there is a new government in position in Anguilla. Paula Carl leads us off tonight.
I, Cora May Richardson Hodge, do swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to His Majesty King Charles III, his heirs and successors, according to law. So help me God.
And with that, lawyer Cora Richardson Hodge was sworn in as the new Premier of Anguilla.
You're now Premier of Anguilla. Congratulations.
Richardson Hodge was sworn in front of family, friends, and political supporters at the governor's office at Old Ta, just outside of the capital, the Valley.
The people have spoken, and together we have chosen progress, unity, and a future that puts people first.
Richardson Hodge's Anguilla United Front romped to a convincing victory, winning 8 of the 11 seats following Wednesday's general elections. Former Premier Dr. Ellis Webster had called Richardson Hodge earlier to congratulate her on her victory. He said afterward, "The people have spoken, and we respect the people's will." Dr. Webster also said in his statement, and we quote, "I embrace my new assignment and am determined to fight in the House of Assembly to ensure that the gains the people of Anguilla have earned in the last term are not dismantled or diminished." Dr. Webster increased his margin in District 1, but most of his Anguilla Progressive Movement candidates lost ground. The AUF won 4 of the 7 district seats and all 4 of the island-wide contests. The AUF made a clean sweep of the 4 at-large seats, with the biggest winner of the night being Kyle Hodge. It will be Hodge's second parliamentary term. 5 years ago, he won as a rookie with the APM, but he left the government midterm in protest against its tax policies. Hodge appeared to ride on a cross-party appeal to be the night's biggest winner. He crossed the threshold of over 4,000 island-wide votes, meaning more than half of the people who cast their vote island-wide cast a mark for him. This sets him up to be a major player in the new administration. On Thursday, he was one of 4 other ministers sworn in.
I, Kyle Jermaine Hodge, do swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to His Majesty King Charles III.
Hodge suggested afterward that his large victory vindicated his stance against the APM government.
I resigned in 2022. It was a principled stance that I took. And I stood for the people because I believe at the time, the people who believed in the vision and the promises of the APM administration, that they believe wholeheartedly that that government was the government to bring about some change, and the change that they needed, the relief that they needed. But instead, got pressure with taxation, got pressure with increased fees, and it was almost like a relentless pressure. So I stayed on principle because at the end of the day, you have to respect your community, you have to respect the business community and the people of this country. So I stood on principle, and yesterday, the people of Anguilla stood with me. They did. Because I stood with them. So
the other members sworn in as new ministers were Jose Vanterpool, Shelia Rogers-Webster, and Cardigan Connor. Newcomer Cordell Richardson, who defeated now former Education Minister Deanne Kentish-Rogers, was sworn in as a parliamentary secretary. Kentish-Rogers had created history the last time by defeating a sitting premier, but lost this time to Richardson. She took to social media Thursday to congratulate her opponent. Kentish-Rogers, hailed as a rising local political star, was the target of one of the most intense campaigns. Also losing their seats were Quincy Gums Marie and Kenneth Hodge, both members of the APM cabinet. The 2 other APM candidates who retained their seats were colleagues Hayden Hughes, the now former tourism minister, and Merrick Richardson. Premier Cora Richardson Hodge immediately convened an executive council meeting after the swearing-in, and one of the first decisions they made was to declare Friday a government holiday. She said the work began immediately.
But yesterday was not the finish line. It is the beginning. Well, the people have entrusted us with the responsibility to lead, and we will deliver. Oh, yeah. And it is time that we bring healing to the nation, and for all of us to move forward in one accord.
Thank you very much. This is Primetime Caribbean. More news after the break.